Tell us what was your reaction, response to the honor bestowed upon you by the government of Armenia?
Well, I had absolutely no idea, and suddenly, someone from his office called, from the president's office called, and let me know that I was given this. It's a presidential medal. It's the highest civilian medal given to an individual, and I was obviously, very thrilled, honored, and privileged. And this was something that I had wanted, actually, and it came at a very good time, at a very good age, at a point where my career is at a good place. So I was delighted. We just discussed how it's going to be given to me. I had two choices. Either the president could give it to me, or they could send it to Washington, and the ambassador would give it to me in Washington. Well, obviously, I prefer that the president himself gives it to me, because it's a much better PR. Frankly.
I think it's a much better. Yeah.
And so we have to arrange a time. So he's available, and I can go to Yerevan, and we can have a face-to-face. That's the story.
Sahan, you speak about the time in your career. You are very proud of this honor.
Yeah.
You are working endlessly. You're always traveling. You're always coming up with new projects. I'm sure as we welcome the new year, there are many other projects you're involved with. Give us some highlights of what you're doing.
Well, one of the things that I'm going to propose to the president is that I do a tour of Armenia. Everybody goes to Yerevan and plays in Yerevan, but there are all kinds of other places like Gümrü and Vanator and Rapan and all of those places where people don't get a chance to hear a real concert given by an Armenian who is from the diaspora. I don't care how good the piano is. That doesn't make any difference. It's the gesture that counts.
Well, that's correct.
So I'm going to try to work out with him or with the Ministry of Culture if we can do something together. They can arrange something. And I could go, say in 10 days or 2 weeks or whatever it is, and play in those various places. That would be, I think, very fulfilling for me. Mm-hmm. And also I would like to do perhaps some classes, master classes in the conservatory, or there are other places. And I know that there is a musical center, music school in Vanator as well as in Gümrü, because Dr. Uncan, for example, has started a conservatory in Gümrü. Mm-hmm. Maybe it's a good idea to interact with the students there, and if I can teach them something, communicate with them something, that would be very fulfilling.
For many not many years, but for a while, you were very involved with sponsoring and organizing concerts in Turkey.
Yes.
And that same concerts you hoped or maybe did continue in Armenia, bringing the two countries together. I know there's a lot of stuff happening in Turkey, not very pleasant, but what happened to that project?
Well, that is an ongoing project. I'm constantly in touch with the people, especially the consulate here in New York. I get invited to various things, and we are always in touch via email and all that. So I have not cut the relationship at all, because it's not to my interest. Frankly, when they were calling, they let me know about the medal. They said that this was given for strengthening the cultural ties between Armenia and the diaspora, but particularly they said, because of your relationship with the Turkish government. Mm-hmm. So that made me feel good, frankly, because some years ago when I had done some stuff for the Turkish government, there was a great deal of criticism here in this country, and in a way, I was, they let me off the hook. Let me put it that way. Mm-hmm. I feel better that I did, and the Armenian government is recognizing it.
You speak about the relationship between Armenia and diaspora. How do you evaluate that relationship? How happy are you with the situation in the year 2016?
Well, I really would like the Armenia to be a little bit more standing on its own feet. Of course, we are here to support them all the time. But I feel that there is so much, high-end, rich people in Armenia. There really is. I think they should start supporting their own cultural causes and not amass so much money. Because after all, what are you going to do with all that money? I mean, really?
Speaking about money, Sean, I know you're involved with many, many projects. One of them, which is very close to your heart, is the Vanadzor Senior Home. What can you tell us about that, and what are the needs for that?
Well, that was established in 2001 by my aunt and her husband, and it is called Sirvat and Kevork and Sirvat, all the foundation, charitable foundation. They established a very large endowment fund, and since then, the interest of the fund takes care of the budget, yearly budget of the institution. Mm-hmm. But what happens is I would like to be able, for example, last year, the road that takes the vehicles to the old age home was made during the Soviet period. It was in a terrible shape. So I wanted it to be renovated, repaved actually, and we were able to collect about $85,000, and the whole road, which is about a mile or over, was taken care of. Mm-hmm. Now there's a very good road, and there are similar projects that I feel that it should be taken care of. So I'm doing now a series of concerts, mm-hmm. perhaps to raise about $100,000. We did the initial concert. We inaugurated at the Armenian Embassy in Washington, and that was in the beginning of December. And it was very successful. And on the 20th, I'm going to Florida, the 20th of February. Then we have Philadelphia in mind, Houston, Detroit, Chicago, Boston, Rhode Island. And then the whole thing actually ends on April 5th at Merkin Hall. And that's the I'm really looking forward to it, and I hope that we will have, we would be able to fulfill either, by ticket sales, but there are also all kinds of people mm-hmm. who are excited about the idea and they make donations.
Sean, Sean,
yeah.
your life is extremely busy and colorful. There's always projects. In closing, what is your last message as we welcome the new year?
You know what? We should stand together. I feel there is this partition between us, which I don't like. It's time that, we get together and work together. And that's my desire.